Greetings everyone and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included, where in this episode we are going to be trying to hook up our lavatory system down here. We might even actually try and see if we can pop a lavatory over there as well, which might be worth doing. And generally sorting out our plumbing, which as you can see is not exactly what I would like to call good. Right, so for this system, the main thing that we're going to be taking away from this is that we don't want any of this water purification. None of this should be happening over here at all. Instead, it all needs to be coming down here. So let's start with setting up the piping for that. So we want, sure, we could just have that branch across there. And I have no particular issue with that, though ideally I would like it to enter the valve first. So, sure, we're going to reach that up along here for now. And this will bring... Well, actually, that being said, no, we don't want to do that. That is exactly the opposite of what I've been building for. Oh, my lord. I step away from recording for a few minutes and my brain just leaks out of my ears. Ah, the life of an Aavak. Right, what we want to do is we want to take this down and bring it into the reservoir itself. So, to that end, let's once again have a look. We could have it connect up down here and go straight down there. Sure, we'll start off by disconnecting this one. That's the main one we need to disconnect. We also need to move the air scrubbers liquid waste down there as well. We've got a... let's see. Getting clean water to you is going to be a bit of a potch. I fancy. A bit of a potch. How are we going to work that? I could have the clean water just cycle across here. Sure. Yeah, actually we can do that if we really want to. We've already got a liquid valve which is pulling the liquid pressure down a fair bit. Let's actually see how much is pulling it down by. Pulling it down to 500 grams. This, how much does that take in one go? Let's have a quick look at that, shall we? So the air scrubber requires 1,000, so we would need 2 packets of clean water to it for it to work. But that is quite doable. All right. Yep. Let's deconstruct all of this. We're going to start setting all of this up. It will work. Yeah, I'm sure of it. We're going to need to deconstruct a few things, namely this. This will be getting... We'll actually have to change the direction of this one. Going to have to deconstruct that one then. There's a lot of things that are going to be deconstructed, unfortunately. Get that. Get these. Get those two as well. All of this, though, should be hooked up fairly soon. There we are. We will get you connected up there. That will run down into the reservoir. And this can run down as well and across. This, I'm afraid, needs to be deconstructed. And then we'll swap that across. And actually, that was fairly easy to hook up, I've got to be honest. I'm a little bit surprised with how easy that was to hook up. Okay. So we just get that full down there. We then need a pipe bridge, indeed, pointing in this direction. And then hook it up like so. Okay. That was... Wow. Much easier than I was expecting. Much easier than I was expecting. Let's get all of this hooked up. Yeah, I know, this is bad. Maybe I should have a pump down here, my lord. And let's get all of that contaminated water out of there, please. And thank you. How are we doing for power at the moment? Our batteries are not charging. Not great. Fiery needs a bit of a rest, so let's get Fiery down there. And no to new duplicants, sorry and all that, but no. How are we doing for food? Yeah, we are not doing well for food. That is very unfortunate indeed. Right, let's have a look. Has this all been hooked up? No, not even close. Let's speed up time and watch our duplicants get busy with getting all of that sorted. And it would appear that maybe they are now good with that. We've got contaminated water flowing freely around the colony. We do need to hook this up. That's the last little bit. We need to push fresh water back into the system, of course. So there we go. Let's get that sorted, please. And then we should be at a point where we're more or less stable. Kind of speaking, maybe. Possibly. We have got the filter there, so anything that is not water is not going to be pushed back into this circuit, so that's the main thing to take from that. We've got the air scrubber there doing its work. We've got the oxygen deodorizer there doing its work. We must have something in one of these that is not meant to be there. And either way, though, it's time for us to start moving all of this down. Unfortunately, we didn't ever manage to get that all sorted, so that is a shame. But alas, it is what it is. Right, so what we're going to do here, we're going to let a load of water rush down. I'll be fine. Oh, I know, my little duplicants. It is rough. Have we got much algae? No, we've got no algae at all. So that really does need to be something that we work on next. I mean, we've got a deoxidizer down there. We could actually have a little room over here for some biodistilleries. That might actually be a good move. But right now, I think we're hurting for power more than anything. Maybe it's time for a second coal generator. You know what? That's actually a really good idea. Why hadn't I thought of that before? Because I'm stupid. That is the correct answer. It's okay. You don't need to save my feelings. I know. It's good that I know. I must accept my weaknesses. I must be aware of them. I shouldn't accept them, but being aware of them is the first step to fixing them. Right. I need another generator. So coal Jenny, right about there, please, and indeed, thank you. We will run some cabling down, and then we'll set that up as well, and we should get a fair old bit of power running into this area. In fact, air scrubber down here is probably a good move once we get that all set up. That's right. Keep on working, please. There we go. Almost done now. There we are. Let's get that fixed. Then all is going to be well. I might make a double airlock here. That would probably be a good move, actually. Double airlock with a air scrubber in there. Because this place is going to get crazy hot, crazy high CO2 in there as well. How are things going? Is stuff generally working? I mean, I hope it is. Things seem to be flowing smoothly over here at the very least. Is this one ready to go? Yeah, I think it's ready. Yep. Seems it. Good. Okay. And the new Jenny is complete. Fantastic. If someone could go, please, and load that up with coal. Thank you very much, little hatch, by the way. It's super amazing that you're keeping all of that going for us. Thank you. Massive thank yous. The hatch is just chilling out there, though. The hatch will eventually die. If we do not pull that temperature down, the hatch is going to eventually die. And that is going to make me very sad. For obvious reasons. How are we doing on research? Still getting there. You know what? I would kind of like that to be an 8. Well, no, I'm going to make it a 7. Just so we can get that done quickly. Could someone please, possibly, maybe come and... No? Okay, there we are. Now it's an 8. I thought it was an 8 before, but apparently no. There we go. Let's load that up. Perfect. At last, we may actually start seeing a charge build in these things. Yeah, even... No, not quite at night. Well, that's a bit of a shame. Yeah, that's a bit of a shame, but it's going to be a thing. Maybe 2 of them? Maybe another one? I mean, we've got enough coal to last us for quite a time. Might be worth doing. You know what? Sure. I'm alright with this idea. In fact, let's just run that all the way along. And make that a really high priority. Get that as an 8 so that we get that all sorted. And then another coal generator as well. Again as an 8. Pop it in there. Get all of this done, please. There we are. Okay, how's everything going down? Really? What were you going down there for? I have no idea, but I don't approve. There's virtually there's no oxygen in this base. And there's ridiculous amounts of oxygen in here, but none anywhere else. This is a bad thing. I mean, contaminated oxygen, I guess, is okay, given that, but, not super keen on this. Alright, may as well do... Well, actually, no, cancel out, since we're going to be getting the biodistillers soon. Hopefully, I say, with confidence that I don't really feel. There we go. Just a little bit more work to be done. Come on now, guys. Yes, I know. It's hard to do work when you can't breathe. I realize this. But I need you to try anyway. Make that for a while. Until we can sort out the air pressure. That's something that we're going to just have to work on. Right. We are going to be able to pull more contaminated water into the system. There's loads of contaminated oxygen down there. I mean, that will solve some of the problems. But if we can get algae going again, we'll have this. And then I can have 2 deoxidizers. In fact, let me get rid of you. We're going to build... actually, no, that should be fine. We'll build another deoxidizer down here. Right now, just to try and push this air pressure up in the immediate... for the immediate restoration of our food supply. There we go, getting some noms, hopefully getting plenty of noms. We're also getting rid of the water that was up there, which is kind of cool. New research, there we go. Now this one can be deconstructed at long last. We no longer have that thing sat there like an eyesore generating ridiculous amounts of heat. Might want an extra battery though, that might be something that we could go for. Okay, so at the moment things seem to be kind of working with the plumbing. A lot better than it was at any rate. This is running well. As for our gas plumbing, it's kind of doing its job. Not very well, I've got to be honest, but it is doing its job. We've got power flowing in fairly nicely. Okay, time then for us to prioritize all of this. This is the next big job that we need to do. Let's get stairs down there. And you know what? Because it'll annoy me otherwise, let's get the stairs down there as well. There we go. Keep working on this, please, because you've got to get back out because you're stuck in there for now. Yeah. Now, the thing with the biodistillers. These require... Let's have a quick look. Require 300 grams of slime, a little bit of power, and will produce contaminated water, heat, and algae. It's not a very nice thing, so you don't really want to build them all over the place, but it's something that's desperately, desperately needed. So, you know, nice or not, it's what we're going to get. I'd like it to go down maybe an extra floor, though. Maybe even 2. An extra floor at least, though, so that I can have a path going along there if I need it. Let's see, because it will get on my nerves otherwise. That place just doesn't look right. So we're going to dig all the way through here. Make that a 7 as well. Get this to be a 7 too. And then our first biodistiller. We're going to need a few of these, unfortunately. They do their job, but they do it slowly. So we'll want one like there. We'll go with 2 to start with. We'll go with 2. Now, the thing is, we've got to get it connected over there. And that is not necessarily the easiest way for us to do anything. Let's see how we're going to try and make that happen. I'm going to need some ladders, basically going along the roof. Like that. Because I'm not sure if I want this to be... Well, I could have that be my platform, I guess. Yeah, sure, we'll make that a platform. There's no reason not to. We'll make a gas permeable tile right there, then a platform running along like so. And let's not pause time. I've got to get out of that horrible habit. We'll have a liquid pipe hooking these 2. Actually, both of them I would like to hook up over here. Now, the next step then would be to run... we could go straight up, actually. That's going to be awkward to get to. Certainly. But it's not something that we're going to struggle too hard to set up. So if we do this all the way up, and so that we should be good. There we are. Okay, so let's prioritize all of this work then. We're also going to need some... power as well. And that we could run along and then down. And I see no reason not to. There we go. We'll prioritize getting the machines built first. So let's do that part. There you go. Also, this should be on a fairly high priority, much like this one. There we are. Our batteries are full of charge, which is fantastic. We will place one over here as an 8 so that we've got a little bit more charge besides. And generally speaking, stress is starting to get a little bit better. Science Man, can you go and chill out though? And Bentham as well. As soon as we can get you guys rooms, well, everyone rooms in, then things should start to get a little bit better for us. How is the food situation? Not good. Not very good, to be honest. Okay, let's speed things up a wee bit. Get rid of research. We are done with that for forever. It is a little bit of a shame that you can't see research unless you've got a research machine. But oh well, that's fine for now. Let's continue getting all of this working. You can't breathe. Can't hold your breath that long, unfortunately. That is a bit of a problem, isn't it? Yes. Quite a bit of a problem. Maybe I should work on getting the air scrubber in here, the little airlock done as well. Because right now we're pumping so much CO2 into the rest of the base thanks to this room. Okay. Well, let's do that then. Let's get that on the way. Mechanized airlock. Let's get you as an 8 there, and we're gonna shut this one down. Well, no, actually, I think we'll just have the mechanized one on this side, so it's easy enough to get in there, but that one takes so long to open that this one will have had time to close behind them. I think that would probably be wise. Then we'll need an air scrubber as well. Just plonk that one there, hook that up to power. And then, of course, we're going to need to hook it up as well to plumbing. So, now, unfortunately, this does actually pose a little bit of a problem because we're restricting the flow of liquid there. Right. I mean, it might be better if we move that setup over here, in fact, and have the liquid valve right there, then pump down. Either way, we're going to have an issue with getting the contaminated water out. Let's see. How would we go about doing this? I could do... Oops, someone is suffocating. Let's have a look at you. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get it sorted. Alright, let's slow down time a little bit. What we can do, I think, is have a liquid valve. We'll take that around. Have this one right there. Have actually, if we have the water coming across there and this go out that way, yeah, okay, we can do that, and we can have this one come down and around there, and then we'll just have a single valve just for that area, perhaps. Then I need to find a place where I can swap over the liquids here. This is the problem with the way that we've got it set up right now. I guess what we could do with this part is have the liquid bridge right there instead. And then it hooks up there. That should work. We will remove the liquid pipes running up this area. And then we'll have liquid pipes leaving the output down here, up, through, and connect up there. That should work. It's not pretty at all, but it should work. Let's get that done as a fairly high priority though, because we really do need that sorted. Chop chop, as soon as you can. Well, that hasn't been hooked up yet, but we do have a biodistiller almost hooked up to the network. So that shouldn't be too rough. Once we have that, then we can start digging down and start hitting the slime wherever we can. Food shortage, I know, guys. We will hopefully get that sorted for you very soon. New duplicants are available. Really not the best time for them to arrive, though. We still haven't got that room done. I've been meaning to get that done forever. The big issue that we've got right now is simply the problem with our air density. That is absolutely destroying us right now. And that is not something that I thought was going to be that much of a problem, but oh well. Let's continue to get all of this sorted. There we are. Just a little bit more to go. And hopefully, we'll also have to hook this one up as well. Thinking about it. Oop, that's not quite how I wanted to roll it. There we go. Right, what's this one set? That one's set to just 1,000 grams. This one, much the same then. There we go. And we will get these sorted. Starvation, I know. I feel so bad for them. That's the worst part. Is I feel horrible about all of this. Goro, let's get you down here. There you go, you can start chilling out a little bit. I know everyone is trying desperately to get food. But barely anyone can breathe. You know what? Actually, wow. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. It's just that the oxygen is really, well, super low. They need a lot more oxygen than that. My goodness, is that oxygen low. That's dangerous. Gads. I think we're going to need more electrolyzers. Yikes. Okay, well, I mean, that is actually quite horrific. I wish these were pushing that air up faster. Let's actually have a look at the air in the pipes for a second. Let's pause it there. How much oxygen there? 681 grams of oxygen at 2.5 C. I mean, it's not bad, but we are definitely going to need more of it. If our duplicants can live long enough, we might be able to get that sorted. Certainly if we can get... oh, is that all being hooked up to plumbing properly? Yes, it has. So why are you not running there? I guess it doesn't have enough CO2 in there. It should have, but perhaps not. Okay, the moment anyone goes through there, it'll probably start kicking. But either way, we have a lot of things sorted out around here. We just need the last little bits of the plumbing hooked up. And then we're going to be in position to start mining for some slime. Now, what level is that? That all needs to be a 7 at this point then. So 7s. These need to be 7s as well. Make sure that they're constantly running. The power needs to be hooked up. That is hooked up. So at this point, as soon as they've done that, we may be able to start moving forward. Sleepy Joe is really badly in need of food. Sleepy Joe, I hope that we can fix all of this before you die. But if you cannot, we will make a beautiful grave. That's the only thing I can guarantee is beautiful graves for you. Let's get the last little bits down here done though. Once we've actually got this set up and we see the first little bits of slime starting to move into the colony, at that point I'll be wrapping up this episode. I am still looking for feedback on whether you'd be interested in seeing more of this particular base, or you would like me to move on to the latest patch with the added features and complexity, because it does certainly add more complexity when you literally do have to worry about the... it's not just the plants that care about how hot it is, or the animals, and even they don't really care that much. But the duplicants themselves start getting mood issues if they're too hot or too cold, etc, etc. Is that really not working? Is it truly not working? So make sure that that's all hooked up. How... You're just not pumping. Why? Why is this not pumping? What is the issue here then? We've got... that is turned on as far as I can tell. Let's have a look at that again. Goes in, not pumping. Why not? Oh, I see. There we go. We just need to hook that up like so. Make sure it's on a high enough priority. There we go. Now, is everything being set up? Yes, it has. Fantastic. Right then, we are going to need, well, a few things actually. We're going to have to, well, we've got an air scrubber over there. I would prefer it if we could gather the slime from around this. So let's do that instead. So we're going to need some ladders leading down to show that level. And then we can lead this one down even further. That'll work. And over... Well, actually, let's take it down to about there. I know. Duplicants have died. Sleepy Joe has starved to death. Poor Sleepy Joe. Don't tell me you ate the Sleepy Joe. No, there's Sleepy Joe. Oh. I mean, on one hand, I would have been, well, fair enough. You know, you're starving. Why waste food? But on the other hand, it's kind of cruel. You know, I want to make Sleepy Joe into a beautiful, beautiful statue. Right, let's pop the tasteful memorial somewhere. Where are we going to put this tasteful memorial? That is kind of me. Let's put it next to the food. Ah, Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe. Actually, no, we'll put it next to the plants. We'll put the tasteful memorial next to the plants. We're going to build it out of obsidian as well. There you go, Sleepy Joe. And it's going to be built right bloody now. Get to it. Oh, poor Sleepy Joe. I feel for him. I really do. But at the same time, I just couldn't resist being cheeky. Right, let's get all of this mined up. Go, go, go. What priority are all those? Oh, they're 7s, so that's fine. That should be good enough. Okay. Will you guys please get stuff done? It'd be glorious if you could. In fact, I'm going to disable this building for now. Fire, I'm going to disable that building as well, because whilst you've got the coal generators, I don't think you really need them. So let's get you working on other things instead, shall we? Like, you know, getting algae. Because once we get algae, oh, good times. Good times will be awaiting us. There we are. Air Scrubber is doing its thing. Very pleased. Air Scrubber is keeping that place nice and scrubbed clean. Over here, CO2 is starting to build up. This one is not quite powerful enough to deal with it. It's a bit of an interesting one, that. Might need to look into this. We might need a couple of air scrubbers just dotted around as well, just to deal with the contaminated oxygen that's floating around. It's not really what I want to do, but maybe what we're forced to do, regardless. We've got 1 or 2. We'll wait until cycle 67. We'll see. We'll get to the point that we're actually producing some algae as well, and then we'll wrap things up there. As far as our water supply, it's not great, but it's a lot better than it was. A lot better than it was. I think we are going to need a second oxygen production area, though. Maybe built somewhere over here. I'm going to have some rooms, some more apartment rooms built around here. But maybe a new electrolyzer setup as well. Just to try and get things going. Because as soon as we've got this going, then we're going to be producing contaminated water. And we can also pump contaminated water out as well. So, for the time being, we should be reasonably good. Stress. Fiery, you need a breather. Go and chill out for a little bit, Fiery. Also, I'm going to turn that one back on because we're not quite managing now. There we are. And other than that, though, everyone else is actually pretty de-stressed. Well done, guys. I'm pretty happy with how chilled out you're all being. Well done on delivering the coal, though. That is actually pretty awesome. I approve. Let's have a look at all the CO2 in there. Yeah, loads of CO2 in there. But that's gonna, you know, working its way, getting everything sorted the way it needs to. This is pumping more or less steadily right now. And we are back down here. You know what? I would kind of like this side to be prioritized over the other side, though. So that once you get down here, just get all of this slime dug out as soon as you possibly can, please. There we go. Do whatever you can up until that point. There's no oxygen, so it's really hard for them to manage down here. If I could, I would probably build you a vent down here, just push a little bit of oxygen this way. But for now, no. Sorry, you're just going to have to deal with it. Though, if I can dig in here, there will be contaminated oxygen. It's not good. It's breathable, though. But, you know, obviously, you might get sick. Though, I've not seen a duplicant really get sick. That's not something that I've really observed. We've gone through all the water up there, and we're going to start hitting the water supplies down here at this point, which is not great. How much have we got? We've only got 1,000 calories in storage and supply at the moment. Go ahead and reject you. Goodbye. Come on, we're all about to hit the slime. There we go. Finally, the slime. Load the slime. Yes. Perfect. I approve. I should probably make a thing for storing slime. Right about there. There we go. All of the slime, all of the time. Right. There we go. Yes, I know. Come along now. Get all the slime up there. Make that on an 8. I'd like that done at least as fast as we're digging the slime. For obvious reasons. There we go. This will be a 7 from now on. The only thing I want stored is slime. Please and indeed thank you. There we go. And more or less everything else seems to be done. We could actually, at this rate, open up more of them, but I will resist that for the time being. But we are producing a little bit more contaminated water from our biodistillers, and also then producing some oxygen as well from the algae and the algae deoxidizer. Now these are not the best thing, and I'm probably only going to have them turned on for a little while. Poor old Sleepy Joe. Ah, well. Have you been moved out? You haven't actually even been moved out. We're gonna wait for Sleepy Joe to be buried before we end this episode. My lord. Come on, guys. Don't be scallywags now. Bury Sleepy Joe, please. Really? Do you have to bury Sleepy Joe using a vacuum cleaner? My goodness. There's just no respect for the dead. But we finally have everything up and running, and I'm super pleased with that, actually. There's loads of contaminated oxygen in here, which is kind of good and kind of bad. You can breathe it, at the very least. So, yeah, I guess. But I would like it if you could get the slime stockpiled. And with that, we are wrapping up this episode. So I hope you've all enjoyed. We'll be joining me for the next. As ever, remember to like if you liked, sub if you haven't. And until next time, do take care.